Week 10 of high school football. We live here at Model High School, Friday nights in Northwest Georgia. Mr. Michael Atwater, Rome Elite Sports. My new brother, Lawrence Morgan, he's just been adopted.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Morgan is my official, he's my new brother. Lawrence
Twins.
Morgan, Northwest Georgia Football .us. Hey, man.
Hey, man.
It's playoff time.
Getting close,
It's
huh?
It's getting close to playoff time. We're going to break down what I have here today. We're going to break down in each of our 8 Northwest Georgia regions teams that are pretty much locks for the playoffs. And then we're going to talk about teams that need some help, and we're going to talk about teams that need to get ready for basketball and wrestling. When we get to 6-4A, I'm going to let you explain that mess, because it's a lot of mess.
Yeah, I tried to go over on the way here, man. It's a mess.
So we started in 6A, and right now, Lawrence, man, Harrison and Atwater are pretty much locks. Atwater played in a 21-21 tie last week with Hateville Charter. Don't know why they're playing a non-region game this late in the season, I guess, to get prepared better for the playoffs. But Harrison and Atwater are pretty much locked.
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise last week in Northwest Georgia period was Dalton.
Yeah.
I mean, Sprayberry came out and
Did
held,
the Gibbs did he play?
Yeah, they held Gibbs to 98 yards on 21 carries. And Dalton scored both their touchdowns in about a 22-second span at the end of the second quarter, man. So Sprayberry pretty much, stopped them, which is surprising.
And it's put Dalton in this next category in the region. Dalton, Sequoia, Sprayberry, and Creekview kind of need some help, kind of need a win or two here. Dalton, you're really not in any trouble. A win here and there, you pretty much in. It's a big game in this region this week at Sequoia, Sprayberry at Sequoia, and South Cobb, River Ridge, and Osborne. Good luck next season, guys. But Sprayberry, Sequoia, Dalton, Creekview, who's going to get those last 2 spots?
Well, I think, the game to look at is in 2 weeks, I think. Sprayberry and Creekview. If Sprayberry wins that game, that puts Dalton as the number 4 seed. And you don't want to be the number 4 seed in that region because you have to travel to Decula, the number 2 ranked team in the state right now. And, Dalton had a lot of high expectations coming into the season, and I know they don't want it to end week 1 of the playoffs.
7-5A. It's pretty much a lock with Carrollton, and really, to be honest,
the 4 teams are locked.
It's really locked with Carrollton, Rome, Hiram, and Kell. Now, Kell,
you say that. You say that.
It's pretty much locked.
Hiram has got Rome.
I got them this weekend. I got Rome and Hiram Friday night at Barron Stadium. Now, I think the big thing with this region is the seeding. Carrollton has pretty much locked up the number 1 seed. They're the number 1 seed in Region 7-5A, ending Rome's high consecutive region winning streak, which I think they won like 3 or 4 years in a row. Not unless something just out of the ordinary happens, Carrollton will win that region.
How about Hiram has all 3 of them left to play?
Hiram
could still technically win the region if they pull 3 straight upsets.
Yeah,
I don't see it happening, but possibility.
Hiram has Rome, Carrollton, and Kell. If you're good, Hiram, we're going to see what you're made of these next 3 weeks. And it starts this Friday with Rome. Cass, East Paulding, Villa Rica, Woodland. It's been a good season. Get ready for basketball and wrestling. But Paulding County, they're 2-3 in the region. There was a slight chance again, a slight chance. Yeah. But Carrollton has pretty much all but locked up region 7-5A. 5-4A. We had a basketball game in Cartersville last week at Wyman Stadium. T. Webb threw for over 300 yards. Cartersville defeated Sandy Creek 52-42. I went into halftime at my game, and the score was 21-21 in the first quarter. My game was at halftime. It was at the end of the first quarter. But just something, once again, something just out of the blue. Cartersville will win the region again. Troop, Cedartown, Sandy Creek, Chapel Hill for those last 3 spots.
It's a big game in Cedartown Friday night. Cedartown and Troop County. The Bulldogs actually have a chance to host a playoff game if they can beat Troop Friday night and beat Chapel Hill week 10.
What about Sandy?
Yeah, and Sandy Creek.
Sandy Creek, yeah.
They could run the table and be the number 2 seed in that region still.
And Troop will have to come to Cartersville too. Outside chance for Troop to still win the region 7-5A.
The funny thing about
5-4A.
The funny thing about Troop, when I got to breaking it down, is Troop can still finish as high as 1 or miss the playoffs altogether.
Yeah.
You know,
because Chapel Hill could get that spot too. Now I'm turning this whole region over to my brother Lawrence right here. Region 6-4A. They have 4 teams tied technically at first place. Well, 2 teams are half a game out, but they have 4 teams with 1 loss. Pickens, Heritage, Ridley, Northwest Regional. Northwest Whitfield. So all 4 of those teams right now may have those spots locked up. Gilmer, Lafayette, Southeast, well, especially Southeast, they're just playing the season out. Gilmer, Lafayette with outside chances. Explain that chaos, man, in 6-4-8.
Yeah, I got to doing the math several times this week on that, man.
Do you know math?
A little bit. I know adding and subtracting.
That's pretty good.
I didn't have to do multiplication, so that was good. But it seems complicated, but it's pretty simple. If Pickens wins Friday night at Ridgeland, Heritage more than likely wins the region. It'd go Heritage, Pickens, Ridgeland, Northwest Whitfield, or Northwest Whitfield, Ridgeland.
But didn't Ridgeland beat Heritage? They lost to Northwest. Right. They beat Heritage.
But if Ridgeland beats Pickens Friday night, Northwest Whitfield will be your champion. More than likely, barring any upsets along the way.
Because Northwest beat Ridgeland.
Right.
Okay.
So if you had Pickens and Heritage tied at the top, Heritage beat Pickens. So Heritage would get the top. So
basically all the 4 teams have beat each other, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But, you still have Gilmer and Lafayette that if they run the table these last 3 weeks can make it into the playoffs.
Okay, I got you.
But every eye is going to be on that game this Friday night.
Yeah.
Pickens and Ridgeland.
That's going to be a big game. Yeah, I understand you. No, I don't. I really don't. I didn't understand nothing that you just.
Pickens had that big upset win last week, man. That was pretty impressive, beating Northwest Whitfield.
And I had Lafayette and Ridgeland. Man, Jordan Blackwell is a stud, man, on defense. On offense, he ran for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns against Lafayette. Man, it was a good game to the third quarter, and Ridgeland just ran away with it. 6-3A. This is the first time we've said this. North Murray will be the 6-3A champs.
Yep. All I have to do is beat Lakeview, Fort Oglethorpe, or Norville to end the season, and they lock it up.
So they will get a home playoff game, possibly 3, 4, but they would possibly be the number 1 seed. What's interesting is 2 through 4. And it's kind of odd or kind of funny to say that Calhoun could possibly be a number 3 seed if they lose to Harrison County.
Yeah. Harrison
County and Calhoun are battling for basically the number 2 seed to host a playoff game against Region 8. LFO and Sonoraville. This is a huge game Friday night in Sonoraville. Right. The winner probably will get in.
Well, I think Sonoraville has the hot track right now to get in at number 4, and I think the spot that's open in 6 AAA is the 5 spot. Because they have that power ranking where a 5th team could possibly get in, and I saw the rankings this week. I saw the rankings this week, and 6 AAA is the 2nd team in right now. Adair's was just a few percentage points behind some team out of Flowery Branch for that 5th place spot. So
it could be 5 teams in 6-3A make the playoffs. And what are you saying? Region 1 of AAA, that's Worth County, Cook, Monroe, Crisp County, they only have 4 teams. And the regions in the state of Georgia that has 4 teams, they take the top 3. The last spot goes to what they call a power ranking, meaning the next best team in that classification get the playoff spot. So it could come down to a Dadsville or somebody else from another region to make a run at a large spot on the playoffs. So that's what he mean by
someone gets to go to Peach County to start the playoffs.
Hey, I went to college down there in Fort Valley. Peach County got some studs, man.
Yeah.
Peach County is a school that produces big time football players. We move on. 5AA. Heard County Callaway will probably play for the region championship this weekend at Callaway Stadium. Most likely it's going to be Callaway. Heard County had a dismal non-region slate, lost all the non-region games, have bounced back to win 3 region games and find themselves tied with Callaway in first place. Bremen, Lamar County, and Temple will battle out for the last 2 spots.
Well, I actually think I think Heard will lose to Callaway Thursday night, and then Heard and Bremen game next week will determine that 2-3 seed. And right now, I think Bremen has probably one of the best defenses in Northwest Georgia. I mean, they held Temple to 0 points last week. I know early in the season they held Cartersville to 7 points. So, I mean, I think they're pretty stout. I don't know if Heard can get that number 2 seed in 5AA.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be tough for them to get in.
And as far as the 4 seed, it's going to come down to Temple and Lamar County week 10, I think.
See who the number 4 seed.
If Temple can get by Spencer this Friday night.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game.
Spencer and Jordan, 2 Columbus schools in this region. 7AA. not unless the stars align different, Rockmart will be the region champs in 7AA.
Pepperell number 2.
They had a tough challenge last week for a minute with Pepperell. Well, talk about that Rockmart Pepperell last week.
I just saw some of the highlights. I know going into the fourth quarter it was 10-10. I know it was close there in the third quarter, and then
they ran away with it.
Yeah.
So Rockmart
34-17 final
will probably win that region. Rockmart, you see it, Pepperell probably be the 2 seed.
But the game is here Friday night.
Man, I wish I had this game Friday.
Game
what did I tell you last week? I wish I had some of these.
Yeah. This is a playoff game before the playoffs right here. 3 weeks before the real playoffs, but playoff here on Friday night. If Model wins,
they in.
Model's in. Probably the 3rd seed, because they have the tie break over Chattooga.
So what happened if Model loses?
If Model
loses, you on the spot there.
If Model loses, and Gordon Central can beat Coosa week 10, Gordon Central gets in as the number 4, Chattooga the number 3, due to the tiebreaker.
All right. So
I mean, this is win and you're in, and lose and you're probably gone.
So it's safe to say Rockmart and Pepperell are locked.
Rockmart and Pepperell are locked.
Model, Chattooga, and Gordon Central play it out for the last
2
spots. Okay.
I mean, Dade County still has an outside shot, but it would mean them beating Pepperell, Chattooga losing to R. Murchie and Pepperell, and Coosa beating Model and Gordon Central.
6-1A playoff situation. Now, in 6-1A, what they do, they have a side and a B side, and the A side is a lot of teams we cover: Bowden, Darlington, Christian Heritage, North Cobb Christian, Mount Zion, Gordon Lee. That's the A side. B side has Fellowship Christian, Whitfield Academy, Mount Perrin. So what's going to happen in 2 weeks? The team that has the best record on the A side will play the team that has the best record on the B side for the region title. Darlington has 2 tough tasks remaining in the regular season. They got Bowden coming in this week, and then next week they have North Cobb Christian, which next week, actually, the Darlington-North Cobb Christian game could possibly be for that sub-region title.
Yeah. North Cobb hosts Christian Heritage this Friday night, which should be an outstanding game. And if North Cobb can win that one, it sets up a 6AA championship game next Friday night.
So Darlington and North Cobb Christian, Darlington, if they handle business with Bowden this week, they will get North Cobb Christian for the 6-1A sub-region title. And then next week, the week after, either Fellowship Christian or Whitfield Academy will match up with either Darlington or Bowden or North Cobb Christian, according to how it falls. So that's our region breakdown playoffs. We're going to do this each week. Let me introduce a new segment that's coming to Northwest Georgia Sports TV. And it's going to be on Friday night. Friday nights in Northwest Georgia next week. We have something new show called The Grocery List. No, we're not going to the grocery store. Me and you are not going in the grocery shop together because
I think I brought $1.
What are we going to get at the grocery store? Some bubble gum?
Yeah. Ramen noodles.
And noodles good, especially the shrimp kind. They're great. And the chicken. But anyway, the grocery list is going to be a list of some of the all-time greats, whether it's positions, games, whatever. Next week, on the grocery list, we're going to introduce it here on Friday nights in Northwest Georgia. The 25 greatest quarterbacks ever played in Northwest Georgia.
25 greats. I'll start making my list.
Who you think going to be on that list?
Trevor
Lawrence.
The first one that comes to mind is Trevor Lawrence.
So we going to introduce that next week. We're going to be sending a shout out some of the old guys that played before, back in the day. But grocery list will appear next week. Also, send that film, man. We got a highlight show we rolling. Northwest Georgia Football 2@gmail.com. Repeat it. Let's say it together.
Northwest Georgia.
You got
football.
to start.
All right, ready?
Start over.
NWGA
Football 2
@gmail.com.
At Gmail. You were supposed to wait on.
Got you, man. Got you. I got you.
You're supposed to wait on me.
It's that hat that's doing.
Well, this hat it represents. This hat represents. I came from a tribe, and it represents that I was a part of a wolf pack.
A wolf pack. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it represents. I was part of the wolf pack. When we come back, we predicting games here Friday nights in Northwest Georgia, live at Model High School. I don't really appreciate you talking about my hat, man, because I could be cold-natured or something, and you talking about my hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably 80 degrees out here tonight,
Damn it, Lawrence, I don't care. You talking about my hat. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't talk about your Alabama hat, do I?
What do you have for me under your shirt today? Anything exciting?
No, I didn't. What? Wait a minute.
No, wait.
Whoa. You say anything exciting?
Whoa.
Talk to your wife.
Cut.
What the hell? What you mean anything exciting?
Cut.
No, we don't cut that. Keep that right there. You talking about, you want to look up under my shirt?
All right, we're going to be predicting the games here.
I don't really know if I want to do that with you right now because he asked me if I had something under my shirt and it kind of bothered me, but I guess we're okay. You ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Are you concerned what's under my shirt?
No.
Thank God. Goodness, there's a God out there. Man. We're going to start with a 6A battle, Sprayberry Sequoia.
Sprayberry.
I'm going paper, rock, scissors, Sequoia. I guess you can't play it by yourself, can you? It don't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. The shade.
I'm going with Sequoia.
Sequoia, all right.
Sprayberry. Hiram Rome, I cannot come in on this game because I officiate this game Friday. Who you like, break that game down.
I think, Hiram comes in pretty athletic on defense. I think they'll be a good test for Rome. A test they haven't had, 3 or 4 weeks now. They've been blowing everybody out. 45 points. I think Rome by 21.
Okay, all right. Villa Rica at Woodland. Both of these teams are at the bottom of Region 7 5A. I'm going Woodland.
Yeah, I'll go Woodland at home.
Chapel Hill and Cartersville. Do we even have to mention it?
Cartersville.
A big game right here in Cedartown. Troop in Cedartown. Cedartown, I predicted you, and I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional when I say it. I predicted you every week, and every week you've let me down. You're my hometown. I'm going to go with you again, but I will call you out on the air next week if you don't beat Troop. I like the Dogs. 24-21.
I'm going with, you kind of took my fire away. I'm going with my upset pick of the week, Cedartown Bulldogs.
I took your fire away?
Took my fire away, man.
I'm sorry. You accept my apology?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a little too close. I know. I understand it. I'm with you on that. Pretty good. Way to control me on that. Big game up in Rossville, Georgia. Pickens and Ridgeland.
I like Pickens. I like the size of that offensive line. But Bailey Canada, Aiden Sanchez. I think those guys will be too strong for the Panthers up there in Ridgeland. I'm
going Ridgeland, man. I saw him on the field last week. That Jordan Blackwell kid is a monster. They got their quarterback. He's back. The defense was rumbling, man. I'm going Ridgeland this game.
Okay.
Gilmer at Northwest.
I have to go with Northwest.
That's my upset pick of the week.
I like it.
I'm going Gilmer.
I like it.
I was just playing. I'm going Northwest. I just realized this game is at Northwest Whitfield. Nothing against you, Gilmer, but I'm going Northwest Whitfield. Adairsville at Murray County. Big game for Adairsville. Murray County wants to play the spoiler. Adairsville, Murray County, who you got?
I think it's going to be a tough game, man. They both play great defense. Got a lot of guys that love to hit. Adairsville, 14-10.
I'm going to Adairsville 21-14 over Murray County. I think Murray County is a much improved program, but I like the Adairsville Tigers over Murray County. LFO. For those of you who don't know what LFO stands for, that's Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe. They're at Sonoraville Friday night in a big game. Who you got?
I got Sonoraville by 20.
Say that again?
Sonoraville by 20.
Okay. I got Sonoraville by 19. I just want to be 1 point under you. I like Mr. Lackey. I like Mr. Bryant. Their connection. I think Sonoraville is going to pretty much sew up a playoff spot after this game Friday night. Hurd County at Callaway.
I like Callaway by 3 touchdowns.
I like Callaway. Yeah. Callaway 41, Hurd County 14.
Sounds about right.
Bowden at Darlington, man. Who you like? Can Mr. Rogers and company, Mr. Rogers, that's what we calling you, man. Colin Rogers, Mr. Rogers neighborhood. We need another 140, 150 yards. Mr. Rogers neighborhood. I think I know the theme song from that. While you tell the score, I'm going to remember the song from Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
I say it every week on this show that the only team that beats Darlington throws the ball 50% of the time.
You are my neighbor.
And I don't think Bowden's a run offense. I think Darlington's got the size to stop them. I like Darlington 28-7.
I like Darlington. I was trying to remember the song of Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, and it just wouldn't come to mind at the time. He did used to have some neat sweaters and stuff. And I got one or two of them in the closet that I'm going to bring out for you. That's what you can be next week. You can be Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, all right.
You can be Mr. Rogers, and I can be Michael Jackson on the show next week.
I think we have about 5 viewers for that one, huh?
You keep talking about Michael Jackson. Why? I'm going Darlington. 31-7. North Cobb Christian Heritage.
Man, that's going to be a shootout. You know, they both play great defense, got big offenses. I got to go Christian Heritage, 31-27.
And our game of the week, we're live here at Model High School. Gordon Central and Model. Gordon Central is a team that is on the verge. And Lawrence, if you can remember, man, at the beginning of the season, we talked about this game as being a big game to decide playoff position in Region 7 AA. Gordon Central has won, I think, 3 straight. Model the same. Model with a win, they're in the playoffs. And Model could get possibly, if it happened, I don't think they play Rockmore yet. They could beat Rockmore and win the region. So this is a huge game either way. The loser in this game could be in trouble in the playoffs. Gordon Central was defeated by Chattooga. Model defeated Chattooga. So they all would have the tiebreaker kind of thing going on. Gordon Central at Model break the game down.
Man, you know, they both play great defenses. I mean, Model's defense has been great all year. They played North Murray in the non-region and held North Murray to 7 points in the first half, you know, which, you know, now 6 AAA champion. Haralson County, same way with Gordon Central. Gordon Central, great defensive team. Held Haralson County to 28 points that first game of the season. Man, I think this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out game here on Friday night. I wouldn't be surprised if the final score wasn't 9-6, 6-3.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a defensive-minded game, man. You got two good coaches, man, that I don't expect to be at these schools long because both of these coaches are college-level coaches, I think, down the line. Coach T.J. Hamilton, Coach Jeff Honeycutt, 2 coaches, man, that come from coaching trees. Gordon Central with Nelson Gravin and a couple of these other guys, they're right there on the verge. But, man, I'm going with Mr. A.J. Woods and Model this weekend. I'm going 12-7 Model over Gordon Central.
Yeah, I came out here last year, man, and saw Drew Tanner and A.J. Woods play linebacker, probably the best duo of linebackers in 7AA last year, even with those Rockmart fellas. And,
yeah.
It's going to be hard to score against those guys.
So
I saw this game last year, and the problem with Model was turning the ball over. I think they've taken care of that this year. And
the conditions may be bad on Friday, too. They're expecting rain.
Are they?
Yeah, expecting some rain in the area on Friday, so that could come back and play a part again.
I got to give a shout out to defensive back Isaac Dye from Gordon Central. Man,
3 interceptions.
Yeah, he broke the school record with 3 interceptions last week against our Murchie.
Oh, it was a bunch of studs this week. Jai Blackwell, the kid you were talking about from Cass, went over 1,000 yards for Rome High. Caleb Ellert had a big game against this past week, 4 or 5, 115 yards. Adam Peterson caught touchdown passes. Some more studs, like I mentioned. Jordan Blackwell ran for over 200 yards this past Friday night. Nunu Watley doing what he does.
Yeah. You got a couple of guys in 7AA this weekend that can go over the 1,000-yard mark. LaShawn Lester, Chattooga, I think he's 80 yards short. They'll be at our Murchie Friday night. And Nunu, I mean, he's about 80 yards away.
He had a good game. Juke Boozer had a good game, man. Tell the fans about this punt return or kick return that Mr. Peyton Rhodes took back Friday night.
I didn't see it. Tell me about it.
Oh, you didn't see it? I thought you saw it. Evidently you didn't. So
I didn't see it. Tell me about it.
He returned a kick for, I want to say, 90 yards, and they say he was running at a 20-mile-per-hour speed, running down the field. Peyton Rhodes, man, he's a flat-out stud, man. Also, do you parents and players and coaches out there, let's get this man some email. Let's get us some email so we can get these kids and some exposure, get these kids in college, man, because NwGaFootball.us is a very well-run website by the guy that runs it. I don't know him personally, but it's a pretty good website. Do we have somebody on our camera today? Do we have a lady on the camera?
No.
No, I thought that we had. I thought we did. Maybe they went away. They walked away.
But if you're sitting at home Friday night and you haven't been to a game this year, and you want to see a really good, high school football contest, this is the place to be Friday night, right out here, Model, Gordon Central.
Shout out Model and Gordon Central, man. Y'all put up a good game. Are you okay with Tua's injury? I meant to check on you. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think Tua will be okay in a couple of weeks down there in Baton Rouge or wherever they're playing, Tuscaloosa.
Tua, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, and Jonathan Taylor, Jalen Hurts. Lawrence's Heisman Trophy winner is?
Jalen Hurts.
Huh? Yeah, he has had a phenomenal year.
Second would be Burrow.
Over Tua?
Over Tua.
Is Burrow done put up better numbers than?
Yeah, Burrow's leading the SEC in passing touchdowns right now.
Okay. All right. My Heisman Trophy winner would be, I would go with Joe Burrow or Tua. I mean, Tua's going to probably be the #1 pick next year. But
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons or Dolphins. There's a bunch of sorry teams out there be waiting on him. So that's it for this week. We don't know where we'll be next week, man. Next week, good game could possibly be Darlington and Norfolk Christian. We don't know. We may show up at a middle school field.
Maybe.
Yeah, youth football field. Oh, the first ever D2 youth football state championship will be at Gordon Central High School, November 23rd, 24th, hosted by Rome Leader Sports, Northwest Georgia Football. We all together. We got basketball coming up. We got girls sports, man. We coming to you with everything. If anybody want to purchase this hat, it is $7.99 at the Hoppin' Shop in Rome. $7.99 at the Hoppin' Shop.
That's the one up on Calhoun Avenue?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You can go get you one. 2-for-1 deal. 2 for 1. All right, for Mike Atwater, Lawrence Morgan, we out because the sun is just constantly beaming me in the eyes. Thank you.